And then I think I'm going to go ahead and finish y'all off on one more, because this is the one that kind of excites, honestly, me. Because I've always complained about the healthcare thing. It was so just completely unfair to anybody that doesn't want insurance. You can't force someone to have health insurance just because. I don't want it, I don't want to use it. By me not using it, nobody can be harmed by me. Unlike a car. If I crash into you and I don't have insurance, who's going to pay the bill for your car, right? Well, my insurance should. Or me personally, but since that kind of money nobody has, that's why you got to have insurance. I get it. But don't tell me I'm going to get an effing fine, also known as just a tax or whatever the hell they determined. Remember, the Supreme Court had to rule. It's a tax. Obama, it's not a tax. We will not be taxing. There'll be no additional fees. You'll be not getting any... Bang, it is a tax. It is now a fee. You're going to get screwed every year. And every year, last few years, Jason 4, extra penalty fee, up, it went up higher last year, up, higher year after that, until it peters out, I guess, at $2,700 or whatever it is. Mitch McConnell, this is Zero Hedge, reveals Senate tax plan will strip Obamacare mandate. Oh, time to say goodbye to the individual mandate. Ooh. In what is emerging as the latest potential stumbling block for the passage of GOP tax reform, on Tuesday afternoon, Senate Majority Leader announced that the Senate tax bill will include language to repeal Obamacare's individual mandate, a move which could make passage problematic as it could withdraw support from moderate Republicans. According to The Hill, conservatives led by GOP Senators Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, and Tom Cotton, cotton on the roadside, cotton in the ditch, we all picked cotton but we never got rich, pushed hard to include the provision which would eliminate the federal penalty on people who do not buy health insurance. The move, if passed, would free up an estimated $300 billion to $400 billion over the next year that could be used to pay for lowering individual and business tax rates even further. According to McConnell, adding the individual mandate repeal would make it easier to muster 50 votes to pass the bill, although many others disagree. We're optimistic that asserting the individual mandate repeal would be helpful, and that's obviously the view of the Senate Finance Committee Republicans as well, Mitch McConnell said. Allaying concerns that the double revision, would lead to a deal breaker, Senator John Thune, the Senate's number 3, I'm number 2. Number 3 Republican told reporters that there's been a whip count, and he is confident Republicans can pass a tax bill that includes a measure to repeal the mandate. Thune said the Alexander Murray bill, aimed at stabilizing markets, would be brought up separately. That bill funds key payments to insurers for 2 years in exchange for more flexibility for states to change Obamacare rules. I'm pleased that the Senate Finance Committee has accepted my proposal to repeal the Obamacare individual mandate in the tax legislation, Cotton said in a statement. Repealing the mandate pays for more tax cuts for working families and protects them from being fined by the IRS for not being able to afford insurance that Obamacare made unaffordable in the first place. I urge the House to include the mandate repeal in their tax legislation. And I'll be honest, I could theoretically afford it. Insurance. But I got a real hard time seeing $1,200 coming out of my paycheck for my simple family. None of us who are sick or need special care. It's a freaking mortgage payment on top of a mortgage payment. On top of the real mortgage payment, so to speak. Republican members of the Senate Finance Committee had met Monday night to discuss the repeal issue, Republican aides told The Hill. The full Senate GOP caucus discussed the idea at its lunch meeting on Tuesday. Senator John Kennedy said the bulk of the GOP's policy luncheon Tuesday was focused on repealing the individual mandate through tax reform. While he admitted that the decision wasn't unanimous, he said that no one threatened to vote against tax reform if it were included. Quote, this is totally different from healthcare. Nobody was standing up saying, if you do this, I'm not going to vote for the bill. There's none of that. Everybody wants to get yes. to get to yes. He said, still, it's a risky gambit if it alienates more than just 3 moderate Republicans, as it would make the bill's passage impossible. Kennedy said the savings could give relief to those middle and upper class taxpayers who are not getting as much relief as they should because of the bill's elimination of state and local tax deductions. Meanwhile, in a note released earlier today, Goldman's economist team said that tax reform debate is moving forward faster than Goldman or most other observers expected. And as a result, the bank boosted its odds that tax reform will be enacted by early 2018 to 80% from 65%. Now it's up to 80. So whatever. I hope this sucker goes through. It is not fair to make people pay. Whether you can afford it, can't afford it, it doesn't matter. You choose to buy things because you need them or want them. Or again, if you can possibly harm somebody else and you need insurance to take care of that if you do, it's acceptable. But this isn't. This is ridiculous. It was one of the major things that angered me with Obamacare. Take care.